What's up guys, Dragonheir here, and today I have another team for you for the Pillar of Trial, this time the Pillar of Resplendence version. And the core team is made up of 3 epic champions that are relatively easy to get, so let's go right into it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Alright guys, welcome to the Pillar of Resplendence dungeon, and this boss was insanely hard. I will show you why. He does a lot of stuff. On his passive, he gains 40% damage reduction for each of these summons he has. And he has 2 of these elemental summons, right? The Radiant element. So he has 80% damage reduction. That's a lot. Then on his first skill, he does radiant damage, and then he heals those elements. But it's based on attack. Very important. Then on his another skill, he does radiant damage to all enemies again, and then he grants ally protection to these elements. So he absorbs some of the damage they take, but he has 80% damage reduction. That's insane combo. Like, wow. And on his last skill, he does the same. He deals radiant damage to all enemies, and then he heals these radiant element by attack, right? Percentage. So what's very important here is to get attack penalty, healing reduction, and then this spell buff. If you have these 3, or like buff prohibition, if you have these 3, you set. This dungeon gonna be easy for you. Unfortunately for me, I don't have that. So I had to go around it, right? I'll show you real quick. If you see this, I only have the healing reduction, and it's on rare hero, and he has it on his battle skill, and he only inflicts one of the debuffs, and he randomly selects it from 3, right? So he can put attack penalty 1, healing prohibition, or accuracy penalty. So this is not reliable for me at all. So that's really bad. So I can't use healing reduction, which would help a lot in this dungeon. Then buff prohibition, I have nobody here. Healing reversal, nobody here. And then if you go to like dispel buffs, right? I have these 3 heroes. I tried them, but it didn't work. It didn't work the way I wanted it. Like it wasn't constant, right? So I was like, okay, this is not good enough. And then if you go to steal buffs, I only have this rare hero, not very good for this. So I had to do something different, right? So I thought, okay, this boss is based on attack, right? All his healing. I'm using Iola because she, on her ultimate, she puts attack penalty 2 on a boss, and it's 100% if you scroll her. And she does 3 hits on her ultimate, which is perfect for which remains as well. So she can put down a defense penalty 2 and attack penalty 2, right? So this will lower the damage of the boss and also the healing as well. Very nice. So this is very nice. Then I need some survivability. For that I'm using Nathaniel. And I'm using him because of his ultimate. He hits in this star shape, and he grants 10% target max HP plus enlightenment, and then he puts defense up 1 on all allies for 10 seconds. Another good thing is that for each enemy hit by the scale, the shield increases by 10%. Since there is a boss and 2 minions, this shield will increase by 30%. So he does a lot of shielding, a lot of buffing, right? The defense up. Then on his battle skill, he puts recovery over time for 5 seconds in this star shape around him, so he will hit everybody in my case. And then, very huge, on his passive, when a buff expires or is dispelled from any target on the field. I think this means even on enemy, right? So when the boss put the ally protection, when that disappears, he can do this. He heals the ally with the lowest current HP by 5% max HP. And this effect can only be triggered once every 1 second. You can scroll it, and it will trigger every 1 second, right? Even without the scroll, it will trigger every 1 second. But the scroll gives you more healing. Very nice. This guy is amazing. Like, I'm surprised how much he can do. Then, for my tank and secondary heal, I'm using Gareus. And his heal is scale on defense. Very nice. And he dispels all debuffs, but doesn't matter in this dungeon. And he heals, right, everybody. It's one single, like, interval, or like one single heal on everybody. This is amazing, especially if you have the Gatekeeper's artifact. I know it's mythical artifact. I don't have it, but if you have it, it's amazing on this guy. Because the surplus of this heal can be transferred to shield, and he does a lot of healing. Especially if you build him with like 3-4k defense. The shield is gonna be amazing on your heroes. So definitely use the Gatekeeper's staff, I think it's called, the mythical artifact, and you will be set. Like, it's made for this guy, in my opinion. I don't have it, but very good to have. And then for my 2, this is my core team. Iola, Nathaniel, and Gareus. And for your DPS, it's up to you. I was trying Hegio from Radiant with this rare hero. I think it's Volby or Welby. I don't know how to pronounce it. They were good, but they couldn't finish the boss. Like, I had the survivability, but I didn't have the damage. Like, I needed like 20 seconds more, but that's fine. If you can build them, I would really recommend to use Welby and Hagio, because those two can do a lot, especially if you can build them with a lot of damage and 100% crit rate and like 200% crit damage. They might be able to do this for you. But for what I'm doing, I'm using Shaltar. He's very nice because he does a lot of derivative damage, especially if you use this artifact on him, the Vile Ink, very nice. And also, on his battle skill, he puts attack up, right? 15% attack up to an ally for 4 seconds and 5 seconds respectively. This is very nice because this is good for Nathaniel as well. Because when that buff disappears, he will heal another champion, right? So very nice to use Shaltar. And then for my second DPS, or my primary DPS, I'm using Divine Ascetic because he does a lot. Especially on his ultimate, it's AoV, as you see here. It's in three towers wide in a line. So he can help you a lot in the wave clear, right? So you will get to the boss fast. So that's my team. I'll just show you how I have them built. So I will start with Gareus. So I have him built with 91k HP, 4.3k defense. Then I'm using the Ancestor Protection, because it gives me HP defense and also decrease the Weaver damage taken by 10%, while 15% of other allies' damage taken is transferred to him. Very nice. Definitely use this gear, right? This set. And I'm also using the Scarab Amulet, because it gives me 45% defense and some HP. Not that important, but the defense stat on him is amazing, because that will boost your healing, right? And his defensive capabilities as a tank. The next champion, Nathaniel, I have him built with 41k HP, 2.3k defense, 542 enlightenment, because everything he does scales with enlightenment. And then I'm using this crown. I'm not pronouncing this. I suck at it. But this is amazing because it gives you 90 enlightenment, 250 defense, and also the Weaver grants 15% more shields. This is amazing. This is amazing on this hero, Nathaniel, as well as on Adolphus. Unfortunately, you cannot use Adolphus in this dungeon, so I'm using Nathaniel here. Then Iola, I have a build with 49k HP, almost 2k defense, 3.7k attack, so she can also do some damage as well. She's like my third DPS. Then I have a build with 270 accuracy, because I want her to put down the attack penalty and the defense penalty, right? And also some skill haste is very good on her. And then I'm using this artifact on her, the Brotherhood Spirit, because when the Weaver casts an ultimate skill, all allies' elemental damage dealt increase by 15%. Very good, especially her ultimate does attack penalty and defense penalty if you use a Wish Remains. So right after her, you want to use your DPS, right? So she will do her debuff, and then she will boost everyone's damage. So very nice to use on her. Then for my Shaltar, as my first DPS, I have him built with 60k HP, 1700 defense, almost 3.8k attack, 306 enlightenment, some attack interval as well, not too much. And I'm using the Power of Ties, because it gives me a lot of enlightenment, some resistance as well. Then on her chest piece, I'm using the Strike the Unprepared. The Weaver does 3% increased damage to enemies under defense penalty. Very nice to use. And then on his helmet, the Fearless Challenger, the Weaver deals 16% increased damage to enemies with max HP higher than the hero by 50%. These two are very good to have on your mythical pieces. And for my primary DPS, the Divine Ascetic, I have him with 59k HP, 1900 defense, 4.6k attack, 100% crit rate, and 259 crit damage. A little bit of attack speed, right? 1.62 seconds. I'm using his exclusive artifact. And then I'm using this set, the Imperial Executioner. It gives me some attack, some crit rate. And when the Weaver skill damage triggers a critical hit, the damage additionally increased by 16%. This is amazing for him, because he will do always crit, right, at 100%. So this will always trigger, right, that 16% more damage. And then on his chest piece, I'm using the Mark of Austerity. For every 10% current HP the Weaver loses, attack speed increases by 15%. Very good to have on him. So the lower his HP is, the more he will attack, right, the basic attacks. Because on his talent, I'm using the increased crit rate by 1% for every 8 hits, right? So this is amazing, because the faster he hits, the more crit rate he gets. And then on his tier 6 talent, excess crit rate can be converted to crit damage. Every 1 crit rate converts to 1 crit damage, right? So since he's already at 100%, this will stack to my crit damage, right? Immediately. So this is very nice to have on him. So that's the build. Unfortunately, I am using this food buff, this 13% damage. because it's kind of tight. Like you will finish with like 10 seconds left. So definitely use the food buff. You don't need HP and stuff like that or defense. You need more damage, right? So I'm using 13% attack, but you can use also this legendary food, especially if you're using Dauntless. You can do this one. This gives you 5% lightning damage and 20% attack damage, right? Or you can go with something else. You can go like lightning and HP, right? You can get 5% lightning damage and 10% max HP. Very nice to have as well. I'll show you the epic buff, only the 13% attack. And also, real quick, the skill timings. I have my Iola to cast, or Yola, I don't know how to pronounce it. So I have it at 12 seconds and 20 seconds recast. And then I have my Divine Ascetic at 13 seconds and 20 seconds recast, right? I could also put my Shaltar, I believe, at 12.5 and 20 seconds recast. So he will cast right after her, because he's using the chest piece, right? When he does more damage to enemies under defense penalty. So maybe I can use this as well. We will see. Hopefully I will not fail the run now. So let's go to the run. I will speed it up, the first 2 waves, and then I will bring you back once we are at the boss. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. Okay, guys, we are already at the boss with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Like, the waves are kind of easy to deal. Put these guys, as I have them, on the one side, on the right side, on the left side. Because what you want is your 2 DPS, you want them to focus on the one element, right? The one radiant element. Because you want to kill the one element as soon as possible. Then you will go to the boss, and then you will finish the second element. You will want to kill at least the one of the elements first, because that reduces the boss damage reduction by 40%, right? So the boss will only have 40% damage reduction. That's doable. So if you kill one element, you will do a lot of damage to the boss. As you see, the boss doesn't have that much HP. It's only almost 6 million damage, or almost 6 million HP, which is not that much, but he has a lot of defense and the damage reduction, right? So you want to kill one of the Radiance element as soon as possible. As you see, I'm using my Iola. She does the attack penalty, defense penalty, which means the boss will not do that much damage to me, and also he will not heal these elements by too much. Very important. If you don't have heal reduction, same as me, use champions that have attack penalty 2 as a debuff, right? Because you want to lower this boss damage. Not only for your survivability, but also to prevent a lot of heals, right, on these elements. So we have 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes 16, and we already killed the first element. Very nice. So we are now at the boss. As you see, Divine Ascetic is doing almost 40,000 damage per second, and Shaltar is still doing around 21, 22. And then Iola, she can still do around 7 to 8k damage per second. That's why I have a build with a little bit of attack as well, because she can help you, especially on the waves. She is very nice to use, like this, if you can squeeze a little bit more damage from her, right? But this should be fine. This should be a good run. I hope so. But always put these DPS on one side, on left side, on the right side, doesn't matter. But you want them to attack the same target, right? The same element, Radiance element. So that's very important. This should be fine, right? As you see, Nathaniel is doing a lot with his shielding. That crown, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but that crown on him is very nice as well. There is another very good artifact, but it's not a mythical artifact. And it's this chest plate. It looks like, I don't know, like Greek armor, or maybe Romans armor. And what it does is, when the hero does any kind of shielding, the ally will take, I think, like 12% or maybe almost 18% or 20% reduced damage, right? That one is very good too. So if you have those artifacts, definitely use them. Like, they are amazing. And we have 30 seconds to go, 37, and we already killed the boss, and now we need to finish the second element. But that should be fine, because he has no ally protection, nothing from the boss. We will just smack him real quick. We should do it with like 20 seconds to go. Come on. 18 seconds? Yeah, 18 seconds. So this is not a speed run, but with the food buff, it was 100% run for me. But I always finish this. I tried like 7 or 8 runs, and I always finish it with the food buff. Without the food buff, it's not 100% success rate, because sometimes you will make it, but it's like, I think I would say like it's like 20-30% success rate if you don't use the food buff. I mean, if you can build these champions better than I have, right, definitely you can do it without the food buff. But these food buffs are relatively easy to get, right, so definitely use them. So, real quick recap. Iola for my defense penalty, right? Champion, debuffer, attack penalty, defense penalty. So definitely build him with a lot of accuracy. Then Nathaniel, my shielder and defense buffer. Definitely build him with a lot of enlightenment because his shield scales with enlightenment. Some HP and some survivability. You need everybody with a little bit of HP. I would say like 40k HP at least and 2.3, 2.4k defense, as I have my Nathaniel, to survive the boss AoE, right? Then Garius as my tank. I have him with his Ancestor Protection, very important to have because that will mitigate the damage a little bit. And then for your 2 DPS, in my case I'm using Shota, so I have him with some Enlightenment attack because of the derivative damage, which is very nice in this dungeon. And then Divine Ascetic, build him with a lot of attack, crit rate, try to get to 100% crit rate, and then a lot of crit damage, right? So that's a team, guys, for you. I hope you found this helpful. And then I have one bonus thing for you guys, and that's a promo code for those who stick to the end of the video, right? And I will show you real quick what it is. And it's this code, guys. It's the Reborn 1 month, right? Oh, like this. So definitely do this. I already use it. So, you know, I already use this, but I'll show you what you get. I think it's 5 Helio dice. Very nice to have. Easy, yeah, 5 Helio dice, 500 Essence, and then 3 breads, right? So very nice to have. Very good promo code. So that's the promo code, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, stuff like that. It really helps. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.